Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Afterbuzz TV. I'm so excited. Tuesday nights are my favorite night because we are breaking down the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Season 12, Gag Gift, is the name of the episode. Let's do it right now.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, Afterbuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Open up your eyes.
I am liking this. Great choice. If you guys do not know what we're listening to Meghan Trainor's brand new song. And I'm your host, Thomas Orlina. We are here to break down everything that happened tonight's episode. Who am I here with tonight?
You're here with Cynthia Nicole.
And it's Richie Skye.
Hello, everybody. We're missing Jen, who is not here this evening, but we have a great show lined up for all of you tonight. We have a lot going on here at the studio, and we're going to be talking about some great stuff tonight, like Dorit's fashion line. So we're going to do things a little bit differently tonight. Later on in the show, we'll be talking about Dorit's swimwear line that was covered in today's episode. And let's just dive right back into it. So what are your initial thoughts about tonight's episode?
Tonight was a very Beverly Hills episode to me.
Very.
Like, it just reminded me of, like, what this show is really all about. Like, I feel like it was a classic Real Housewives of Beverly Hills episode.
Yes.
I felt it was more of Mean Girls.
It was.
Yes.
And we love Mean Girls.
Yes.
What made you feel like it was Mean Girls?
Well, I don't want to give away too much, but I felt like when you pick and poke at someone too much and you can't take the heat, that's where it comes Mean Girls.
Right. I mean,
That's all I have to say.
before we started, I told Richie that this is like one of my favorite episodes because I'm really into like branding, and that's one of my favorite parts about The Real Housewives is all of the women that are using this platform to create things, and that kind of leads us to what Drita's doing. As we know, she was developing Nava swimwear, and in tonight's episode, PK decides to jump in and kind of tweak things a little bit, but I think he did a really great job. What do you guys think about this new revision plan of this whole concept for Dorit?
I like his input about it because I felt it was more about business and marketing, and I think that the name change is perfect for that swimwear line.
He did mention that Beverly Beach, that was like an imaginary, like fun place that you want to go, right?
Yeah, I feel like everybody, when you go to the beach, you're thinking about Beverly Hills in your head, right?
Okay.
Yeah. I think branding-wise, it's right on point. I like it so much better than Nava. I mean, I guess that Nava, to me, doesn't really evoke much meaning or feeling in terms of anybody else outside of her personal life, because for her, it's personal. Beverly Beach sounds exactly like you just said. It's like, sexy, sophisticated. It's Beverly Hills. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I like it.
Yeah, I liked it too. We kind of touch on Camille at the very, very top of the episode and kind of like wanting to feel sexier about herself. She's with Lisa Rinna. I bring this up because Lisa Rinna was not part of a lot going on in this episode. I know you guys out there, probably last season that felt like she was too much. This season, for me, she's a little too little because we missed her at all these key points. Do you guys feel like the show is a little different without her in these moments?
I definitely feel like the show is different without her because I'm so used to Lisa Rinna setting off a story that really permeates throughout the season. I feel like without her, I mean, there are stories that are happening that are interesting, but I just feel like it's missing her energy. And I almost feel like, girl, you just might as well be a friend of the show this year because you're never on the screen.
She is not. And
At all this season, and I really just don't like it.
yeah, I don't like it
And
either.
I know she'll be sitting at the reunion.
You think she'll be sitting away from
On the
that?
end.
On the end. What about you?
I really miss her because I think she's funny. She's a fellow water
is.
sign, so I feel like
Cancer like me?
yeah. I feel like I want to see more of her. I feel like she was, helping Camille feel sexy about herself. And I think that kind of friendship is really nice to have that. And I love, Lisa's so funny. I saw the last episode, but I just loved her. I think she's just really, really funny. So, yeah.
I think she's
Gotcha.
I think she's having fun, and it's light this year for her because she's done a lot of work to stay on the show for the last few seasons, that she's kind of using this as an opportunity to take a break. just a little bit.
Like when she's sick and she hashtags pity party. Like, come on, we need Lisa Rinna in
I know.
more episodes.
At least show up, stay for a little bit, and then be like, "You guys, I gotta go."
Right, exactly.
It's like, oh, wait, where are
something.
you?
Because there's this great meme of her just sliding in her seat from that argument with Kyle and Dorit in New York. And it is hilarious. Every scene she's in, she's hilarious.
Yeah,
I miss
she
that.
is.
I miss that.
Oh my gosh. And I just have to shout out everybody that comments and watches every week. I read all the comments, and some of the comments that we get are so phenomenal, and I really appreciate that from you guys. So everybody at this point is heading to Camille's house for a charity event that she's throwing at her house. I almost forgot what her house looked like. I think like they did a few episodes like way back, but we never really got to go in her house too much, and it was nice to get back to Camille's house.
Yeah.
It seems like she's getting a little bit more confident with herself and being on camera a lot.
Yeah.
Because it's one thing to be a friend of the show, but she's really a true friend of the show. Because Marlo on Atlanta, who's a friend of the show, is like once in a while.
Yeah.
Now we're seeing Camille like almost like a permanent cast member. She's actually bringing it.
I really wish she were a permanent cast member this season.
This would have been
And
a
I'm
good
hoping
intro.
that next season she is.
Yeah.
Well, after the ending at the dinner party, I think she might.
Yes, I'm hoping so.
Contract signed.
Let us know. Yes.
Yes.
Let us know in the comments if you guys think that Camille should be back and holding a diamond next season. So, I guess at the party, you know, when I go to parties and stuff like that, I don't really go to like have drama or like rehash things. I don't think that those are places for you to just have these conversations. And Dorit goes in on just wanting to talk about this one more time. And for her sake, you would think that it would be a place to not bring it up because everybody's there and she could kind of like get Lisa on the side. But do you think it was a strategy to bring it up to continue to have a storyline going for herself?
I don't even think it's about the storyline at this point. I think it's she wanted to make Teddy look like the perpetrator in this entire scenario so that she could get back into Lisa's good graces. And I think from her perspective, that really is how she feels, because as we saw her conversation with Erica, I felt like Erica kind of agreed with her.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that, you know, as a viewer, we see so much and they only see their own perspective. And it's not until they see the show that they can see, oh, wait, that's not how it happened.
Yeah. What are your thoughts?
I really think that
Because if she didn't bring it up, we wouldn't be talking about it. Teddy wouldn't have gotten annoyed. We wouldn't have had a conversation about it. But she really brought it up.
I feel like Dorit does that, but I think she, after having conversations with each lady, there's nothing resolved, and she doesn't let the ladies know like I'm not okay. So she brings it to the next party every time, right? But to be honest, I feel like I'm starting to trust Teddy now and
Okay.
everything that she's saying, and I think Lisa's trusting her more, and I can see that. I don't know what will happen in the next episodes, but I think Dorit shouldn't have brought that up again.
That
at
was
another
a
dinner party.
big mistake.
Yes, because I think it's going to hurt her in the end.
Here's my thing, just spilling a little bit tea. I think if you have an issue with a friend or if you feel a certain way, say it to your friend. Don't say it to a group of people that have all this crazy history with her expecting to get something positive out of it, right? I mean, I think that she just made a very bad mistake in doing that.
Absolutely.
I'm sure Jen would probably agree. It's kind of like she was talking too much and she was just caught up in, you know, it was her moment, and a lot of people were just following the Dorit show moment, and then it kind of, when you lose somebody like Lisa Vanderpump in your corner, your team starts to dwindle down a little bit.
Absolutely.
Kind of like what happened with Brandi Glanville.
Who is on Watch What Happens Live tonight, interestingly
Yes.
enough.
And we have the chat here. Hello, everybody in the chat room. We are here with you, so we'll be reading all your comments as we go along here. So Teddy basically feels like a scapegoat because pretty much she keeps getting the blame for everything, but it looks like Lisa Vanderpump is holding her ground and defending Teddy, saying, Teddy, you have nothing to do with this, and also letting Dorit know. So what's going on with Lisa Vanderpump and Teddy? What is this? Because it seems to be like the women are starting to catch a pattern with this, you know, defending each other, and Lisa Vanderpump defending Teddy a lot.
Well, her and Teddy Bear
Teddy Bear. I'm sorry,
Yes,
Teddy Bear.
Teddy Bear. Look like they're bonding more, but maybe they both like horses. Like they're starting to see that they have more in common. And I think what I see on the show is she's really looking for a friend who has her back 100%.
100%.
Not talks about her to other people. Because that's, I think, her number one rule. Probably don't do it.
Yes, absolutely.
I think that they can also, at least I think Kyle and Lisa can see that Teddy is coming from a good place. I think everything she's done thus far, at least as a viewer, I feel like she's coming from a great place.
Yeah, I do too.
And I think that
so.
really comes through to some of the ladies.
Yes. And I think the Bravo people are really enjoying Teddy as well. Sometimes when a new housewife has come on in the past for Beverly Hills, I can kind of sense that people are not really championing them. But I feel like with Teddy, I think the producers are really warming up to her. And right after we see that, she's showing off her accountability coach duties at this. I think it was WeHo House or Psycho House. But I definitely want to check that place out because you like sweat out all. Have you seen that place?
I go to a thing called a sauna.
A sauna.
And,
okay.
That helps with
Well,
colds.
yes. That is also an offering. But this place looks great. You sit down and you sweat it out and you lose all these calories.
Do you think it works?
I
Does
think
it
it
work?
does work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I just
absolutely. try it.
Can I just say this? This lady needed a personal trainer and an accountability coach. Like, okay, so I have to send you, like, what is the trainer for?
Yes.
Someone doesn't need to be there. If the trainer's not working, you need to get rid of the trainer because obviously the trainer wasn't working, so you called her as a backup.
Yes.
I just feel like that's a lot. Don't you think that's a lot?
But is it like, I don't know exactly what is it, like a mentor that she
Okay,
tracks
either
your
get the
calories
mentor
the
or lose the trainer. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean,
I think Teddy would be a great I think she is a great accountability
Yeah.
coach.
I
Like,
just feel like you should just get the certification, girl. Get the personal training because I feel like that's what she is.
Yeah.
She has the body of one. I feel like she's basically doing the job of a personal trainer and more.
yeah.
So that lady, Dana, fire your personal trainer. That's all I'm
Yes.
saying.
Yes. Yeah, I think she does a great job, and I think having Teddy be very forceful and assertive with the way that she runs things, I think it's great. We're in the chat. It says, Teddy makes a great audience surrogate. I keep thinking, preach it, sister, every time she opened her mouth. Yes, we agree. So at this point, we're pretty much, diving into the episode with everything that's going on. And a lot of what I loved about this episode, again, what I said was the branding of it. And we learned that Erica's going to be part of Kim Kardashian's game, Kim Kardashian Hollywood, which we saw that released last year. And I thought that was really cool. But to see the process of it all, I think it's really interesting and cool how she has partnered up with her. What do you guys think about this partnership?
I really like it, and I liked the part that Erica really showcases rags to riches, and it gives like women this hope, that you can dream and you can do anything you want if you believe. I think men too. I hope you guys can believe that
No,
too.
I
and
agree
just
with you
hearing her
100%.
story, her car, and I was looking at her Instagram, and she hashtag like a Honda Civic, like just uplifting, and that's
Uplifting.
amazing. Like
Yeah.
you can dream, you can be a video game, you can write a book, and you can do anything you want if you believe. So very awesome.
I agree.
Can't wait.
Yeah, I think that Erica has a great way of connecting with her followers on social media. Like you
Yeah.
feel like you're part of the process, you feel like you're like with her and everything. And so I think this is a great transition to get into our special segment, which is going over Dorit's new line. Richie pulled out some really fun stuff that we're going to take a look at. I've been following her Instagram. I don't know if you guys follow her on Instagram, but she's done a great job of plugging her brand. And she took a trip to Mexico, and we're going to see a little clip here now for you guys.
I just want to say that I absolutely love this. I mean, it was short, sweet, and to the point, but it gives you this idea of what Beverly Beach means and what it feels like. And I feel like the swimwear line really gets to that. And here she is talking to us weekly about the launch of this, you guys can actually go to the website, which is live now. It went live, I think, the 1st of March. So I'm really excited about this. And she also has a couple of pieces here that we'll see in just one second. You guys can see this is so Dorit though. If you look at it,
Very Dorit.
it looks so much like something that she would wear, and I feel like her audiences will definitely warm up to this. And then the cool thing about it is she also named a couple of pieces after some of her castmates, so that was actually really nice too. We have the Kyle top here.
Nice.
And then we have the Erica set, which really kind of does look like Erica Jane. But I think the one that I like the best is going to be the LVP, which is coming up next. Looks like something Lisa Vanderpump would wear.
That is.
Yeah,
With
I
a
mean,
hat.
It's classic.
Yes.
It's such a classic, I think, one piece. And I think that women will really, really gravitate to that. Women of
Yeah.
all shapes and sizes, I feel like, would feel confident with that.
And I think the price point is pretty on spot with the
Yeah.
way the bathing suits are now for women. It's, to get great quality, which I'm sure that this is great quality, that's pretty much the amount that you would pay. What do you think about the swimwear line?
I actually like it. Just seeing it, I feel like it's good for curvaceous women, for
Yes.
tall, thin, short. Like, I really, really like it. I also like the one piece because I feel like for
Yeah.
women, sometimes the one piece is very hard to wear, but she designed it very beautiful. So
Yeah.
can't wait to go check it out.
And I have to say that I think PK did a wonderful job with the branding, with the name change, and with getting it down to a price point that, people could afford.
Yeah, totally. I love that. I think I'm going to watch that again when I get home. I
Yeah,
just
I think I
love
want to
it.
go do QVC right now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Go on
I
a
know.
beach.
Well, I hope everything works out for her. I think that that was such an ambitious thing to do. I remember sitting here a year ago saying when we got introduced to Dorit, I'm like, but she had a swim line at one point because we didn't really get to hear about the business side of her because I think the first entry for her was I'm a mom, I'm this, I'm that, I'm that. And now that she's had time to kind of get her feet wet in the season, she's like, okay, I'm a brand, I'm this, I'm that, and this.
Yeah.
So I can appreciate that side of her. Not agreeing with everything that Dorit does, but I definitely do think that her building the brand I love. So kudos to Dorit.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna enter Lisa Vanderpump's house. Beautiful house. I think the entryway.
My favorite house.
The entryway.
Yes.
I never get sick of it, and then sometimes I think we don't see enough of it. The aerial shot of it. I didn't even know there was a terrace when she
I
came
just
out.
love the back.
The back.
The back of the house.
Yeah.
There's so many parts to it. It's amazing.
Yeah, because it looks like it's just that top layer, and then you
It's
go
not.
down and go lower. Yeah.
I just want to see her little pony. That's my favorite
Right?
part.
And she doesn't pull it out as often.
Yeah, I
I think
wish she
she's
would. She's
she's
so
sticking
cute.
with the horses.
Yes.
Yes. So I love the arrivals when we get to Lisa Vanderpump's house. We pretty much get all the women one by one coming in, and at this point, Lisa Vanderpump's playing along with this. We've seen this time and time again with Lisa Vanderpump, so it's kind of acceptable in a way because this isn't something new we've seen where she
Right.
does punish cast members for certain things that she feels is unacceptable. The glass part, funny or really trying to get at her?
Funny.
Complete funny?
Funny. I mean, I don't think a sensitive person would have. I don't think I would not have been sensitive to that, and I am a sensitive person. So I think I just would have laughed it off. Like it's like as long as there's alcohol in this glass, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I feel like not Lisa's part. I think she was funny and punishing her, but I feel like Camille might have gone a little too far because
With the gag.
yeah, I know maybe she was trying to make her feel how she felt, which was probably worse for Camille because she had her boyfriend there, her new
True.
boyfriend, so it's probably worse. But I really felt bad for Dorit after. I have to stick with what I'm feeling, and I felt bad for Dorit. I didn't want to see her walk out the way she did. I wanted to cry for her.
Really?
Yeah, I felt that.
Richie, what do you think? And this
Being
is what's
sensitive.
what's so great about the show is that we're three different people here with three different opinions, and Richie clearly has a different opinion.
Yeah.
So
Girl, get over it. I just feel like here's the thing. It was just magic of Bravo to air that clip of Dorit giving Erica the underwear from last year after,
Yes.
Obviously,
Karma.
which is a really pretty bad experience, I think, or embarrassing, I think, for a
Embarrassing.
woman. So, and then what she said to Camille that night was just like, where is this coming from? So I think what really kind of makes it seem mean girlish is that all of those things were happening at once. And everybody was kind of
It
dealing
was a
with
lot
their
at once.
issues with Dorit in their own playful way. And
Yeah.
she the smarter thing to do would have been to laugh it off.
Uh-huh.
Because if you laugh it off, then it just rolls off of you. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't, nobody's getting to you if you laugh it off first. That's how I feel.
I think in Dorit's defense, this is the first time that Lisa has done this to her. So it's kind of like knowing a friend
Haven't
forever.
you watched this show before?
I just think that Dorit didn't know that she was gonna, feel that way. Susan Brown in the chat says, Camille always gives gifts like that when she has been hurt, which is very true. Dorit tried to embarrass Erica over Pantygate and embarrass Camille in front of the new boyfriend. She gets no sympathy from me.
Yes, Olga, I agree.
Yes.
I like Dorit, though.
The reason that I'm being sensitive about it and I feel that way is because I felt that nobody had Dorit's back at the table. Nobody.
I think people after New York, they were just done with the circus show. So, I'm a Gemini, so I'm going to, be on both of your sides. I think half and half for sure. But I think that's what happened is that people were just exhausted from New York. They knew what happened, and Teddy had her husband too. So it was kind of like double power there. Teddy bear.
Teddy bear.
So I have here literally in my notes, quote, Teddy bear. So it looks like, and I like Teddy, so it looks like Lisa Vanderpump has found a new close buddy, lots of interest. I'm sure when Teddy got casted on the show, they did find commonalities. They thought, oh, this might be a good pair. And
But doesn't she do that to everyone?
Who?
Lisa, she befriends every single person, and then somebody talks about her, and then she punishes you. I've noticed a pattern. Am I?
That is.
I would do the
true.
same thing.
That is true.
But like she said at the dinner party, it's good to make new friends. So I feel like that's what she's doing, but
Yeah.
there's always something in every season that happens, the same pattern.
Let's see. I mean, I'm curious. I think Teddy will come back, and I think it'll be interesting for us to see where her loyalty lies later on, because Lisa Vanderpump has a strong personality, and we'll have to see. That's the beauty of all these seasons. That's why we're in season 12. So we get $75,000 Cartier earrings. This is Beverly Hills, guys.
She looks so beautiful at her dinner party, I just have to say.
She had those Gucci glasses, or they were Gucci or Chanel. I'm sure Jen would tell me, but they were
Gucci.
on and off, on and off, on and off. And that's how you know you're the boss of the party, because she'll take them off when she feels like it. And those glasses looked really amazing on Lisa.
Yeah.
Right? It was such
It was
a
perfect.
statement.
Yeah.
It was perfect.
That's
Yes.
birthday girl accessory right there.
Yes.
Or birthday
Perfect.
boy accessory. So she gets pushed here and there. Dorit really has enough at this point. It's just too much. And she she surprised me, because instead of it making it dramatic as it seemed in the preview, she kind of just lightly got up. I don't even know if she told PK, because PK was still sitting down.
Yeah,
And it's not like he ran after her either. So I just think it was just one of those moments where she just had to be removed for a minute. Because they said that they were going to party at Pump, which is Lisa Vanderpump's bar/restaurant. And she was like, I've had enough partying. We've done enough here. Do you do that on your friend's birthday? Even during the punishment?
If you're humiliated, yeah.
No, because here's the thing. On Dorit's big night in New York, Lisa Vanderpump had been talked about by two of her friends.
True.
And she still wasn't going to let Dorit go home alone. To me, that is what you do as a friend.
And she came outside to the glass door to ask if she was
Yeah.
okay.
It wasn't like, I just feel like, Dorit had a moment, and, this is a pattern for her. When it gets too hot, she runs.
Very true.
Like, you can't start fires and then always run. No,
Yes.
stick around. Put it out.
Yeah. Well, we didn't really get to see the end of Lisa Vanderpump's beautiful birthday party. We did see some cake, but I was living for this Hills transition where it was we left the party, we left this whole moment, and now we're walking into a photo shoot. I don't know if you guys caught that, but I was living for that. I was like, what's
This was
happening?
Such
Where
a,
are we? And where did everybody
know.
go?
such
She
a
took her
boss
glasses off.
move right
Yeah,
there.
it was a very boss move, and it was very well produced, because it kind of made you forget about the party for a second and be like, okay, what's happening? During the time that Lisa was talking and I picked the music together, I was like, okay.
I knew what was happening right then and there.
Yeah, and it's so crazy to see that even though they had the photo shoot running and they did everything, I mean, you messed with Lisa Vanderpump, and I'm not saying that it was just Lisa. She said it was Mark's decision too, who was also part of the magazine. You're out. And they found another model who I'm sure wasn't as
Negative.
It was
Negative.
great symbolism, though.
Great symbolism.
For
Take us through the
everything.
symbolism.
Well, you know, every time someone messes with Lisa Vanderpump, they are eventually iced out.
Yes.
And so to me, this was the perfect way to visually show that
Yes.
on this show.
It was art.
It was really art. I
was
was
art.
living for it.
Let
I'm
us
going to
know
watch
if
it
you
again
guys-
when I get home.
Right? Let us know if you think it was art. Jay in the chat, Dorit cost herself a great op when her picks nixed for LVP's jewelry line. Love it. All right. Well, let's get into some quick predictions here for the future because it looks like we saw the mid-season preview.
Your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
There's a lot. They make some great compilations. Like I'm like, wait, what is happening? Like we see Teddy leave off and saying leave her alone. And what do you guys gather from this?
I just want to know why Erica's saying "cry baby," and then they show the scene of Teddy walking away. So I don't know if they had some.
I think they have underlying issues. I'm not sure what it is, if it's the power play or what it is, but I think she's referring to Teddy. Thoughts on predictions for this?
I predict that Lisa Rinna is going to resurface.
Okay.
It looked like she was in the preview.
I think
I'm
you're
happy
spot
about
on with that. Yes. Yes. I
She's
think that's,
doing an intervention, huh?
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. Munchausen.
there was a lot. One thing I'm looking forward to, and I don't know if you guys agree, but we're getting Erica Jane performing.
Finally.
A performance.
Finally. I need at least one big one every season and a video.
Yes, it's a performance that we finally get to see. I'm not sure where it's at because the montage was moving very quickly, but I just need to see Erica Girardi, Erica Jane on stage doing her thing.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, and I think it's all going to make sense once the book comes out and, you know, we come full circle with her. So kudos to everybody. This has been so much fun. We'll have some news and gossip for you next week. Where can we find you, Richie?
You guys can find me on Instagram and Twitter at DJ Richie Skye.
You can find me on all my social media under Cynthia Nicole 5.
And I'm your host, Thomas Orlina. I've been obsessed with this episode because I'm building my own brand. Your Time with Thomas is available on YouTube. It's actually going to be going on television as well, so stay tuned for all of the details for that. We love hearing from you guys. Stay connected with us. We want to be as personal as possible. Follow us everywhere at AfterBuzz TV as well. And we'll see you back here next Tuesday night with Jen.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.